Quite a situation.
Okay, I'm going to open it up to Q&A. And just raise your hand and I'll point to you. So we have one hand over here.
Thank you to Zainab, and thank you to Zainab and the Carnegie Endowment for this great session. So I have a quick question, and my question is, you've talked a lot about this bottom-up agenda, but a lot of what I hear you saying is very similar to Kenyatta's Big Four, right? You're talking about the ordinary Kenyan, improving access to healthcare, agricultural extension services, health insurance. I mean, we know Big Four agenda was food security, affordable housing, universal healthcare, job creation. So what exactly makes your bottom-up agenda different from either what we've seen over the last 9 years or what the other opposition candidate, well, previously opposition candidate, Raila Odinga, would do, right? What exactly, can you just kind of flesh it out for us? What exactly would be different in your policy? Thank you.
Can you also introduce yourselves when asking the questions, please, and make the questions brief because we are running out of time.
My name is Amaka, and I run the Africa practice at a global political risk advisory firm called Eurasia Group.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. Your Excellency, will take a few questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
How are you, Your Excellency? My name is John Tomaszewski. I'm senior professional staffer working on Africa at the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. And we've been watching with great attention the work that Kenya has been doing at a regional level in the Horn, East Africa, on peace and security issues. And I'd like to hear a little bit about your views, whether it be Somalia, Ethiopia, Uganda, East Africa community, just how you see yourself, should you be elected president, playing a role in that space. Clearly, American foreign policy is shifting very hard towards depending on Kenya, looking towards Kenya, not only as a peacemaker, but as a security partner anyway. So we'd love to get your perspective on that.
So we'll take those two questions. And Your Excellency, on the second question, I'd also like to speak to the impending inclusion of the DRC into the East African community, what it means for Kenya.
Thank you. I quite agree with Madam Ivanga. I quite agree with her that there could be some similarity between described and the Big Four. And that's not by default. We had a great plan called the Big Four. Unfortunately, we never got the time to implement it. It didn't work. And it didn't work because we got friends. We got friends. We got friends who came and joined. Okay. I'm saying we had a great plan. In fact, if you have a bit of the history, if you have a bit of history, in our first term, we decided that we were going to invest. Try this one. Let me try this one. I was saying, if you have a bit of history, in our first term, we deliberately decided to go heavy on infrastructure by way of laying a foundation that would then help us do our second term. That's why we invested close to 350 billion Kenya shillings on a standard gauge railway, 700 kilometers, 10,000 kilometers of tarmac, electricity generation and distribution, and building a whole stage of training using our technical training colleges. Unfortunately, fortunately that went very well, and we did a fantastic job, and we won our second term resoundingly because of that effort. We developed the Big Four plan, and this was supposed to be our second term agenda. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, and it didn't work out because from where I sit, I am now beginning to look at it as though it was deliberate. It was actually sabotaged. Because when we got involved in this story of the handshake, the coming together of the opposition leader and the president, priorities changed. There was no more Big Four. The focus on creating jobs for young people went down the drain. The focus on universal health coverage went down the drain. The focus on manufacturing did not happen. The focus on agriculture went up in smoke. So we got new priorities, and the new priorities were how we are going to change the constitution. So we got involved in another conundrum called the BBI, called Building Bridges Initiative. It never built no bridge. It broke so many bridges. And we ended up in a mess. Because for 4 years of our term, we were involved in this exercise, trying to change the constitution unconstitutionally, trying to reverse all the gains we had made in our progressive constitution, trying to recreate an imperial president that had taken us 30 years to fight. Thank God that the judiciary stopped that whole charade, and it ended up at a place called null and void in the judiciary. There's been a concerted attempt to resuscitate this BBI monster. And there is even a pledge by our competitors that if they ever get anywhere near office, they will bring it back. I do not know how an imperial president is good for any country. I do not know how a compromised judiciary that has a supervisor appointed by the executive is good for any country in the globe, let alone Kenya. And I do not know how a compromised legislature can provide oversight over the executive. I mean, it's really tragic that that's the position where we are. So, to answer your question directly, we never got opportunity to do some of the very good ideas that were in our plan for second term. And as a person who had participated in crafting those beautiful initiatives, it's only fair that given an opportunity, I would begin there and now take it up to the next level. And maybe to respond to my good brother, we are looking forward to the Democratic Republic of Congo joining the EAC. Democratic Republic of Congo is a very important partner with a 90 million population. We share a lot in common with DRC.